Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation with Kristen. Hope you're having a great weekend. Wanted to touch base with you today because I get a lot of questions and it's worth a conversation having. And it's more than just a minute long. It's worth the conversation. A lot of people right now asking, is now a good time to buy? Is it worth the investment? And I think people are starting to really understand that the housing market isn't going to crash, that the supply and demand right now just isn't going to allow that. Now, is that going to be forever? I don't ever like to promise anything. I've been in this business for over 20 years and I've seen things change. Never thought we'd see 30-year rates at 2%, but we did, right? So here's what I like to do. I like to take a look at everything. I like to really observe it. I like to research it. And I like to just kind of give you bits and pieces of what I'm seeing, right? That's the best I can do is we can educate ourselves with the times. So that's part of this. Now, is it a good time to buy? This is my opinion. And again, a lot of research done on this nationwide, not just in Wisconsin. And the overall answer is yes. Yes, it is still a really good time to buy. There's a few different reasons why it's a good time to buy, okay? So let's go over those. What are we seeing? Well, one, if you are renting right now, your interest rate is technically 100%, right? So even if you're taking a loan out at 6 or dare I say 7, go back to 5, we don't know exactly what's going to happen right now. But what we do know is the inflation is still high and the Federal Reserve is intending to still raise rates. So we're going to keep our eye on that for you. But what I do know is when I got into the business over 20 years ago, we were over 7%. We were closer to 8 when we started and business was still good. People were still buying homes. So do I think that same thing's going to happen here? I do. Why? Because any of those rates is better than 100% to a landlord. Almost every client I talk to right now that's renting, continually rates go up and up and up where it's driving them back into the housing market. There you go, you guys, supply and demand. If we keep raising rates, people are going to eventually say, you know what? 6% isn't 6.5%, whatever the rate may be that day, whether you're taking a 15 or 30, you guys, rates are all over the board. I'm just using that because that tends to be the number where people are like, oh my gosh, it's so high. But really, over the course of the last 40 years, we're very average right now. And when they lowered rates to as low as they went, that was to help a different problem with the pandemic. That was not because rates just naturally went that way, okay? So we are in times where this is where stability happens, right? Okay, so first of all, we know that rents are going up and people don't like paying all that rent anymore. So they're looking at home buy. Great. Second of all, people are taking a look and in the last probably, 5 or 6 years for sure, they'd open up their retirement accounts, their investment accounts, and they would just be soaring, going up and up and up and up and up. Of course, nobody would touch that, right? They'd put all their money into the market because that was a really safe bet. They were going to make money, make money, make money. These days, not so likely. Depends on what you're investing in. But what is safe and what is sound is housing. So people are investing in housing because now they don't have much to lose, right? Remember, we've talked about in other videos that recessions, dare I say that word, but recessions don't always mean housing crash. That did happen in 2008 and 10, but over the last 40 years, most recessions led to higher appreciation. And that's what's going to look like here, again, due to supply and demand. So even at a higher rate, you can still get into a home, still get appreciation, and really make your money work for you in the long run. It's a long, safe investment. Lastly, people love to be homeowners. They want something of their own. And right now, especially in a time where it's almost more expensive to rent than it is to buy again, they want a piece of that. So we have really a stable market. So when I say now is a good time to buy, I truly believe now is a good time to buy. I'm looking at buying myself because it's a really great opportunity. And we bought our last home when we thought things were up and probably at a high point would shift. And look we got 3-4 more years of appreciation out of it. Now, people are like, oh no, this can't last forever. Don't forget that for about 7-8 years, we literally saw very, very little home values raise. So while these are going up, it's almost making up for the lost time from after the housing bubble, right? So it's not necessarily out of line. And remember again, when people are using cash to offset the appraised value, if it doesn't come in, or to drive prices up, that is appreciation. That's the key token of it. So appreciation, safety, confidence in owning, as well as a much lower percentage than rent, all equals a great time to buy. If you guys have any questions on it, drop your comments below. I'm interested to hear. I know there are some of you that still think I'm crazy, and that's okay. Let's see where the market plays. For those of you that agree with me, let's do some business together, because there are a lot of great properties out there to be had, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. Drop me a line. We are now licensed in 14 states, and we have 3 more coming real soon. Talk to you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.